Yeah, I mean, so you are joined from here, right? I think like your lab is set up now. Probably you can just start your practice in the lab. I mean, by connecting to that remote server, like people are joining from here, right? And yeah, on the videos, like probably by tomorrow it will go people who want to recap of the previous session or something. So probably tomorrow evening we'll share like I mean the link wherein you can find the videos. Probably you can just go through whatever topics you want again. But if not, like you can just go to your practical stuff and then get started. So I want like this couple of days, right? I want you guys to like work on yeah, to work on the filters like say probably for a day or two, right? I'll take you through some basic concepts on the formatting, and apart from say formatting, we'll just get into the consolidation and custom group. So like today, tomorrow, we'll just get there like basic formatting of a report, and then what is consolidation and custom group. So these 2 days, I mean expect every one of you, right, to say have I mean uh, I mean do practicals at least on the filters. Like you create different reports, use different filters, and then come up with any questions you have. But like without that practice, right? So I say it will be tough for you to understand the other object like metrics. So the reason I'm not starting metrics here basically is like you don't understand, like when you haven't worked anything on a practical or on the filters and other concepts, the basic reporting, right? It will be tough for you to understand the other things. So guys, I request every one of you so to please spend some time today, tomorrow on filters so that like at least we when we get till metrics, right? So you're good or comfortable on the filters. So fine. So today I'll just start with some basic formatting. So which I mean is very simple. So then we'll see what are things we can do. And before that, like I mean I've given a assignment in my previous session, right? So anyone who completed that assignment. So about others, I've got like response from one person. So only three. So who else completed that assignment? Okay, fine. Just leave it that. So I just run this report. Okay. So once you execute the report, right? Say for example, you could see now quarter-wise, regional, how your profit, and then how the sales is happening. So this is what information you are seeing currently. So looking at this particular report, right? Say for example, now you want say some decimal values here, say 2,60,831 or like 46,068. So based on that, what you want is you also want to say get the say decimal values. You want to enable the decimal values or you want to change this particular color of this specific values, or you want to change the color of your headers, and so on. So to do all these things, like a simple thing is like where you want to modify. So first say I want to enable decimal values. First let's do that one. So just select that particular column where you want to enable decimal values, and then simply right click. So once you right click, you get an option called as formatting. So once you get to formatting, so under this particular formatting, you have like different options. First is all metrics, then headers and values. So what is this all metrics, headers and values means? So it is going to say metrics means all the metrics. Say for example, you have revenue, profit, 5 metrics. So whatever formatting you are doing, so it is going to applicable for all that 5 headers, all that 5 headers. You want to do for specific thing, you need to do for this one, profit header. Only for that profit header it is going to do. So or else you want to do only for the values. So I want to enable the decimal values. So just come to profit values, select this one. So once you select here, there are different options here. So there are again different things like number, alignment, font, border, background. So all these things, yeah, probably will say it, but as of today, so just come to the number. In the number, you do have an option called general or default. Then you have something called fixed. So once you get to fixed, you could see an option here. Say for example, decimal values, and then based on your need, you enable decimal values and so on. And whether you want any thousand separator as such, you can just make use of that particular thousand separator as well. So just go to fixed and then provide the decimal values and then simply click on OK. So once you do it, so now if you look at this specific thing here, the problem is, so it has appended, right? So or else at last you see 769 has been added, the decimal values. But what is the problem is your currency symbol, right? So when someone sees this one, how they need to understand whether it should be a Indian rupees or whether it should be a dollars and so on. So that particular thing has gone. So whenever you want even currency as well, only decimal values, then you need to go for that option. If not, just below that option, just try to look at this one. Fixed means, so it doesn't show up the currency symbol. You want currency symbol as well as a decimal value, for which you need to go to currency. And in the currency, you do have an option again, decimal values. So how many decimal values you want and what should be your currency symbol. So here currently you see this one dollar. Instead of dollar, you want to have, I mean, say euros or like INR, whatever you want, right? You can just key in that particular value. So once you key in, so it is going to get you. So that is like editable field wherein, so based on your requirement, you can customize that currency symbol. And apart from that, your currency symbol has to be there at the starting or it has to be there at the ending. So this is how, like, you have different options here. Say at the starting and you select this, you get a currency symbol at the last. So however you want, you can just choose it. I'm just choosing dollar as a prefix. So once you do it, just select this one. So now if you look at this one, the same value you got, now the decimal values are also enabled and you could see a currency symbol. Okay, fine. So now there are other formatting which we'll do during a later stage, that like date, time and so on basically. And then percentage, all this during the metric sessions we will be doing the other types of formatting. But as of now, so on a general requirement, you need to enable currency or else you need to enable the decimal values. So in order to do it, so just simply right click, get to formatting, under the formatting, come to number, under number, you do have an option called fixed or currency. So based on your requirement, do it. But when you do simply fixed, then it doesn't show up currency symbol. If at all you want to have even currency symbol as part of that number, you need to go to this particular currency formatting and have decimal values as well as a currency symbol. So just remember that point. And apart from that, say for example, now all these specific values, I want to say, if you look at this metric values, all metrics, be like 4 or 5 metrics, I want to highlight with some color. So let me add few metrics as well. Okay, so I've selected say a couple of metrics. Fine. So once I have done it, fine. So now say I want to say this all the metrics like only for one column or for all columns. It is your choice. So based on that, like say once you select your metrics now, just simply right click on this and then you get an option called formatting. So you get all metrics option, all metrics headers. So this metrics header, what is that metrics header means? So whatever you see after region at the top, you see a word metrics, right? So this is what metric headers means. All metrics means revenue, profit margin and sales rank. Say for example, you just simply right click, go to formatting, you get all metrics the same thing or simply only that revenue header. So now if your requirement is such that you want to modify all the things, you go for all metrics. You want only for one specific thing, you can just go for it. Or else you want to change even this metrics, whatever you see at the top here metrics, right? So you want to just do that formatting for that. So then at that place, select it, right click, go to formatting, and under the formatting you do have say all metrics. The other one is a metric header. When you do this metric header, let me do that one. Metric header I went in. So I just go to font and then you can just have say whatever font you want. So say for example I'm just keying in say for example some font and then the size, whether you want to make this one bold, and then so I'm making it a different color so that you can identify that. Just click OK. So now if you look at this one, so that has updated your metrics here. And on a similar lines, I want to make all my like metric values in a different color, all metric values. So in order to have all metrics in a different color, right? So what you can do is select any metric, right click, go to formatting, and under the formatting, as you want to format all the things, so just go to all metrics and then instead of headers, whether you want headers means that heading or you want values. So I want for this instance values assume. Select your values and within a values by default you have Arial with 8 and this one. So whether you want to change the color, whether you want to change the font, it is up to you. And then alignment, if you look basically now currently it is right aligned. So you want to make that say central line. If you look at the values here, so they are towards the right hand side. I made that one as a central alignment. Wrap text means if the text value is like more when compared to this cell, if the value is more, you want to like, place it in the next, just below that one. So for which you make use of a wrap text, everything shows up in a single. And apart from that, so you want some background and so on. So as of now, I've just chosen alignment as center, and then I just go to font. Under the font, in order to differentiate, right? So I'm just applying, say for example, some color, and then I just click OK. So now if you look at this, all your matrices, right? So the matrices has been applied with whatever color we have given, and then font, whatever font you want, right? So you can just have that particular font as well simply. And apart from that, like if you look now, it is not right aligned, it is all the values are central line. And say on the similar lines, you just get there. All things is like very straightforward, but just so you need to know where you have which option. That's it. So simply you want to format the header. I want to have some background. So just come over here. Then there are different shades over here. So I've just chosen solid. Then come over here. So you want any particular shade across it, right? Behind this one, you can just do it. So in order to apply decimal values, or in order to change your metric values, or in order to apply some background color, all these things, right? So what you can do is do it simply, just right click and then get into formatting and then choose this one, and based on your requirement you can just format either header or values. So this is a basic formatting. But now what is my requirement is, say okay, so let me save this one. So now whatever we discuss now as a couple of concepts are very important as per interview. So just try to focus. So just right click. I'm just getting into say grid. empty report, then get to attributes. Under attributes, I'm just getting into region, and then I have to have employee, then get to metrics, sales metric, profit, and then say for example revenue. Now try to understand here, focus guys, everyone. So now the color code I've applied, the color code has been applied for all the values. So what is my requirement now is I want say only the list of employees whose say profit is less than like 1 lakh. So all the list of employees whose profit is less than 1 lakh, I want to highlight them. So by looking at this, I need to look at each and every value, and then I need to find out which value is less than 1 lakh. But I need to apply some color code or something. Say for example, here I want to show the background as red color, So wherever I see that particular value less than 1 lakh, I want to highlight it. So now whatever formatting you have done, so it is a generic formatting. It applies to the all values. But now what is the formatting you require is conditional formatting. Conditional formatting is, so profit is less than 1 lakh, then you want to apply some background color. So in order to do conditional formatting in MicroStrategy, so what we do is we make use of thresholds. So we make use of a concept called thresholds in order to do conditional formatting. So how we can apply that conditional formatting? So just try to look. So one way is you can just select this, right click, you get an option called thresholds. So this is one way to create thresholds. Or else the other way is select this one, get to data menu. At the top you have like view, similar to that one, you have a data menu. So just get to the data menu, select that one, and then you get an option called as thresholds. So either of these two are same. I mean, it takes you to the same editor. The way you navigate will be different. In case of this, go to data and thresholds, or else select that particular column, right click, then get to thresholds. So once you do it, then it takes you to a window. So in this particular window, what you can do basically is just look at this one. Click here to start a new qualification. So just select this one, and once you select it, so you have, look at this one, field, operator and value. So what is it? Basically is a basic filter or a basic condition you can create it. So what is that condition we require currently? Means if the profit is less than, what value did we say? If the profit value is less than 1 lakh, then I want to format it. So that formatting you have to choose here. So profit value less than 1 lakh, whenever this condition is met, we want the background to be highlighted with red color so that we can easily analyze. So just double click on that format, simply just select that one, that's it. So once you do it, then you get different options. As just now we have seen number, similar to that one we have a background. So then you go for this one, solid. Gradient means a two color shade you want. Say for example you select one shade and then you select another shade, so it shows up two different color. So you want single color, you go for solid, and then I want to apply a red color background, so just select that, click OK. So once you look at it, profit less than 1 lakh, then whatever formatting I want to do is I want to make that value, the background, as red color. So once you do it, simply click OK. So now if you look at this one, so the earlier view, you need to get to each row and try to identify. But whereas now in this particular scenario, you can clearly identify whichever employees has fallen less than the average profit or something. So based on that, you can, I mean, easily find out that particular data from, like, even though there are millions of rows or 1 lakh rows, you can just highlight whatever data you want to analyze. So this is not for one condition. You can apply multiple conditions. Say for example, so these are the like low performers. Whoever has done above 3 lakhs profit, they are like, I mean, they have done well in your business. So in that particular thing, to get it, same thing, simply just right click there and then get to thresholds. So in this particular thresholds at the top here, so you have applied a condition and you have done formatting, and then what you can do is just at the top click on new. So once you click on new, you get an option here again to start a new qualification. Just select this one, field, then say for example you have profit, then get there greater than, say type a value. Say for example I want to highlight 3 lakhs. So how do you want to format? Just double click the background color. I want to make that as a green. So just go there, make it green, click OK. So now it highlights wherever it has that 3 lakhs, it is going to highlight. So now you can apply one more condition. So what is the value we have skipped? 1 lakh to 3 lakh. You want to do that? You want to select a range? That also you can do it by again getting to the same window. Get to thresholds. You want to add a new condition. Just go for new. Click here on what you want to apply. Say I want to apply on profit. So what is your condition? Your condition is between. Then type a value. Between, say for example 1 lakh and then type a value. So between, they are in between. So when we give between, right, even 1 lakh and 3 lakhs will be inclusive, that we have seen as part of our filter. So whenever if you look at this one, if it is 1 lakh one, it is going to take this. If it is 1 lakh, then it is going to come over here. So now here also you want to do that one, same thing. Click here, get to, say for example, so choose some specific color. Then click OK. Okay, then you can just clearly analyze it. So this particular thresholds, right? So is a conditional formatting. So the other name for thresholds is a conditional formatting. So based on a condition, you want to format. Then you go for a thresholds. On a single column, you can apply multiple condition. So that is one point. And the second point is, so on that specific revenue, right? So say I have profit, I've applied condition, but apart from profit, I want to apply condition on a revenue as well. That also you can do it. Simply you need to get to that thresholds window, and within that if you look at here, you see profit, right? From the drop down list, select this one, then get to revenue. And then click on new. You want to apply some condition. Say for example, under field, now say for example, I want to choose revenue and then provide some specific value. Then you want to do some, say for example, formatting. So just double click, change some background color, and then say applying some specific color assume. Click OK, click OK. So now if you look at this one, whichever is matching that about 10 lakhs sales, right? So those has been highlighted basically. So in this way, why we use thresholds means thresholds are used for conditional formatting. So based on certain condition, you want to format, then you make use of thresholds. But what are different types of formatting we can do means, so one, whatever we have seen now. So what is that we have seen? We can apply a background color. So just simply double click here, then go to background and then change the background color. This is one way. Or the other way you can do is, so in format here, you look at here, you have an option here. Just select this one. So instead of applying a background color, you want to write some text. Write some text means wherever this criteria meets, right? So you want to just replace that with some text or something. Say for example, I want to put something like poor performance or something. So just write in that, click OK. And then you could see now everything wherever it meets, right? It doesn't show value. Instead of value, it hides the value and then it shows the text. And on a similar lines, apart from replace text, right? So you do have other options. Like once you get in, so you have one is background color, the other one is a replace text, the other one is a quick symbol. So whenever this condition met, right? So you want to apply some symbols. So say for example, okay, let me get to format and remove the background color, default, click OK. Then I get to my quick symbol. I think there is a problem in this machine here. The symbols are not showing. So here you get different symbols like say a square symbol, then rectangular symbol and so on. So you get different symbols here. So not sure like why it is not displaying. So just see in your lab system which is installed today. So when you see here are different symbols here. So whenever you want to apply some symbols, right? So you just make use of that particular thing. And apart from that, you want to insert some image. So whenever this condition is met, right? So basically upward arrow, downward arrow, so on. So that will be present in server and that specific path will be given to you. So that path like in a MSTR, right? So you do have certain images and this images, right, has to be present in the say server, then only that things is going to display on your report. So just get there and then second. So you get all the symbols and what we do basically in a project, right? So we import all these things into a server. So once you do it, you just do a comparison between two, and once you do a comparison, you want to see the trend, whether between this comparison, if it is greater, then show an upward arrow. If it is low, then show a downward arrow. So this is what you are going to select it basically, but we don't have that server, so we don't get it basically. Okay. So that has to be present in a server, but you apply that two symbols very frequently, up arrow and then the down arrow. So let me do this format. Okay, so here if it is present in server, right, instead of this image, right, you get that particular symbol. That symbol gets displayed here. Okay, so these are the different formatting you can do using your thresholds. So you get to thresholds. In the thresholds, what you can do means you can change the background color, you can replace with a text, and this you just look at in your lab system. So if not, tomorrow I'll connect to your lab system and then I'll show you. And then image means, so generally for upward arrow, downward arrow, or any custom particular image which your client wants to see, that has to be uploaded in MicroStrategy iServer. So once it is done, the admin will provide you that path, and that particular path you have to select here. So once you select, that image is going to come. So whenever this criteria will be met. Okay, and apart from like general thing, here we have checked profit, here we have checked revenue. So but generally what most of the comparisons will be there means, so once you get to thresholds, you can just compare between two different matrices as well. Say for example, so my revenue, say if it is greater than say profit. So between two matrices also you can check a condition. If my revenue greater than profit, then it is good, like I provide an upward arrow. If it is other case, revenue less than profit, then I'm going to provide a downward arrow. So this is how you are going to, just understand. Say for example, you have unit price and unit cost. So you want to see whether like whatever price you took, right? So you have sold it higher than that or not. So you just make a comparison between unit price and unit cost and then see that particular upward downward. So from which you can identify clearly, so which all items you have sold in profit and which were in a losses, and then you take a necessary actions in a coming days. Okay, so between two matrices you can do it, or else this particular condition, right, again you can just apply on attribute as well. So this is again they'll ask you an entry question, so just try to I just get to here, then you don't want any threshold, just do this one, hide thresholds, everything will be gone. Okay, fine. So now what they may ask you basically is can we apply thresholds to attributes? That is like one common question. So if you get to thresholds, right, so you get to thresholds, so this particular thresholds, if you look at this one, revenue and then profit, only matrices you see. So the thresholds can be applied only to the matrix, but on other hand, say for example, if you get to filter, then region, in list, so select element, say your condition can be applied on attributes as well. So now if you look at this one, I'm applying condition on region, enlist, south, southeast, southwest. You're applying condition on attribute, but the formatting, whatever formatting you do, right? So just try to see here now. I'm just making certain formatting here. Okay, so I want to apply some color. Just select this one, click OK. So now if you look at this one, the condition is applied on your attributes only, south, southeast, southwest, but the formatting is not applied. Formatting means the background color is formatting. That background color is not applied on attributes. It is applied on the metrics. It is applied on the metrics. So they'll ask you one common question. So can we apply thresholds to attributes? To attributes, it is not possible. So the thresholds will be applied only for metrics. Only for metrics. So you can apply on one or you can apply on the multiple matrices as well. So clear, guys? Any question on this thresholds? So first thing what we have seen, general formatting, and then what we have seen basically now is we have seen the conditional formatting, and to do conditional formatting we use thresholds in MSTI. So any question on threshold, or you're fine with it?
Srinivas?
Yeah, Kiran.
So from the business, what kind of request we may get in terms of applying thresholds, a common practice?
Common practice, they provide some condition. Say for example, as per business, right? So they want to analyze certain low values or certain high values. So generally high values, okay, they want to highlight it, but generally they want to highlight low values, whichever values are below average. Right, so they provide you some number, and based on that they want to apply certain condition. Okay, so on this particular metric I want to highlight these key things. Then what you do basically is you just go there, then apply that condition and then highlight. They provide you the formatting, what formatting they wanted.
Okay. And the colors is all optional, right? We choose it. They don't give.
Colors is again the business requirement. Like business will have some specification. I mean, red always red. So red means some danger. Then amber
Yeah.
means okay, in progress. So every business or every client will have a color specification. They define their own custom colors. Okay, this color means this one. This color means that one. Throughout your project, not for this report. Throughout your project, you follow that same color code.
The standards.
Yeah, the color standards. Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Fine. Okay then. We'll move forward. Now basically, alright, so this is one thing, but now I want to do like a formatting in other way. Formatting in other way means, now if you look at this one, so what happened basically is we have applied coloring only to our metric values. But now how I want formatting means my first row should be one color, my second row should be another color. So I want to just highlight this, I mean coloring based on the rows. So in order to do that specific thing, right? So instead of thresholds, we move on to another option. So just try to see. So at the top here, instead of data menu, I'm just getting to grid menu at the top here. So just get to grid menu. In the grid menu, so just get to options, grid menu, and then get into options. So once you get into options, so you have basically an option here. Just look at this one under general. Now currently there is no banding. So no grouping, in other words, banding means grouping. So I'm just getting to custom banding and then click on settings here. So once you click on settings, then it asks you what is your grouping preference, whether it is by rows or by columns. Okay, I want it by rows. By rows means your attribute, like Nancy is one row, Lauren is one row, and so on. So if it is by columns, profit, revenue. So your matrices are considered by column. I want by rows only. Then what should be a first color? Means first row should be what color? So I just provide some specific color. Say my first row should be this one. And what should be a second row? My second row should be this color. And this particular first color should be applied for how many rows? Okay, I want it to be applied for 2 rows. And the second color, whatever you have selected, should be applied for what? It should be applied for one row. Just select this one, click OK. Once again do it. So if you look at this one, so here also you are doing a formatting, but that specific formatting, right, you are doing at the row level. So here no condition, only a very simple formatting. How many rows with first color, how many rows with second color, how many columns with first color, how many columns with second color. So in order to do that one, you just get to grid, then options, under which you'll have a custom banding. Select this one. You want to say, for example, change some specific color code or something. So just change that particular color code, click OK, click OK. Okay, so this is how you can just define the custom banding. So custom banding means it is based on the rows, based on the column. Like column means only this one. Again, it will not be applied for your attributes. Okay, to show you an example, so just get to grid options under say custom banding, just get there, and then I'm just selecting column. I don't have like more than two, for which I'm selecting first and then second, click OK, and then click OK. So here if you look at this one, the first metric one color, second metric other color. If you have 10, 4 metrics you want to highlight with one color, another 4 with another color, you can just do it. So these are like different formatting we have at MSTR level. So one is right click, then go to formatting. The other one is similar, right click, then go to thresholds. The same threshold, when you right click on an attribute, right, you don't get that threshold. So what does that mean is it cannot be applied for the attributes. And the next type of formatting is, so apart from threshold, you can also navigate by getting to data and then thresholds. The other point is you can get to grid. Under the grid, you can just go to options, under options, custom banding, select it. So how you want your preference, by rows or by columns? What should be a first color? What should be a second color? So just choose that specific colors and then apply for how many rows? Apply for, say for example, 3 rows, then 2 rows. How you want to apply it, just place that one. So this is how you get your colors. So these are the different formattings we have, and say if you have same formatting you need to apply across various reports. We'll learn auto styles. There is another object which does that one. Same formatting you need to do it in multiple reports. You can create that as a shortcut, a template, and use it. So that we'll see in our coming sessions. So any questions on this one, report formatting? So these are like very simple thing. And then I want even you to just practice on these things as well. Okay, so now I will give a like say a scenario, and then from there we'll just try to understand some more things. I'm just getting to attributes in the schema objects under that time. So if you look at under time, you do have year, quarter, month, and then say day. So these are the different say attributes here. So there is month of year and then month. So you may get confusion. Then what is that one? So whenever you get some confusion, right, you need to see the data for it. And in order to see the data, very simple. You can just create up a basic report. Right click, then go to attribute, and then just try to see. So once you select month here, simple month, you have selected it, and then run it. So once you just run it, so you get say month as well as year. So January, then 2010, February 2010, and so on. So you get month and year basically. And in other case, basically whenever you choose month of year, right, so it just shows you that specific month, that's it, January, February, and so on, actually till December. So now basically you have this specific things here, year, quarter, month, like say day, and so on. So my client basically, right, he has given me a requirement like this. Say for example, I'm just placing up month wise revenue or my sales information I'm trying to place on my report. So once I place month and then sales on my report, so the client can see data, and then basically just try to understand here. So whenever I run this report, I need to see only 2010 data. Then what should I do basically? So whenever I run this report, I should see data only for 2010. Then what is that change I have to do to this report? So I have to see data for 2010 only. Then what change should be done to this report? So I could see data for like 3 years now, right? So I want it only for 2010.
So we can add as a filter set qualification.
Which filter I should apply using set qualification?
Year, make it as exactly 2010.
Year exactly 2010. Okay, to apply year 2010, right? Then which one I have to apply condition? Set qualification. Okay, fine. Let me go there. You said set qualification. I go there. Just tell me where should I drag year? Whatever you said is correct. Answer is. But the navigation is key thing. So which one we have to choose, what we have to track, that is important. So what we have to do?
So once click the drop down of type. Once click
Okay. So on what you want to apply condition?
on the year,
On year. What is year? Year is attribute or metric?
Metric.
metric.
Year is metric.
Yes.
What is profit?
Profit and revenue both are metric, and the region
Profit
is
and revenue are metric, fine. I'm asking what is year? You said year exactly 2010. So what is year I'm asking? Is year a metric?
Uh, what's that?
Hmm? So what is year actually? Where did you find year now? So where do you have year? Is this year actually? Yes?
yes,
Year is where? Is it under metrics?
It's under attribute here.
yeah,
Here
it's
not. Anywhere it will be attribute only.
yeah,
Metrics is a different things like revenue, all your like amount values and so on. Basically those things comes as metrics. So we cannot again go back to data warehousing, guys. Hmm?
yeah, okay.
So what is here?
It's an attribute.
Here, here is an attribute. Okay. To apply condition on attribute, which filter I have to go?
Attribute qualification.
Okay, you have to use attribute qualification. So why, I mean, so much time you require to answer that? Attribute qualification, just click here, go to time, select year. So exactly whatever you want, in list exactly whatever you want, you can just choose it, click OK, then just try to run this report. Yeah, so now if you look at this one, this is what like the expected result. I've given a report like this, and what client said basically is, okay, I don't want to analyze the data based on the month. So instead I want to analyze data based on seasons, based on seasons. So say, I mean, here even I'm not sure, like let's go back to India, like how many seasons we have?
4 in India.
What are they?
Oh, winter, summer, spring, and
I think there is no spring in India.
and 3.
Right, so what are they in India?
Rainy, summer, winter.
Rainy, summer, winter. Okay, it's been long time you are here, so you forgot India.
So Jan
So,
to Jan to April we can.
okay, okay, fine. Leave it. Okay, we have three seasons, but say for example, mm, once I come here, right? Say I don't see any attribute. You look at any folder here, you don't have season attribute defined here. So you do have maximum is like month attribute you have, and then on the month you can see the data. But what the client said basically is, the client said, okay, they want to say analyze data based on the seasons for 2010. So I want to get seasonal data for year 2010. So that is their requirement. We know, okay, so one thing, we don't have season, and we cannot ask database team to create a separate attribute called season. But again, looking at this data, right? So, I mean, by using the month data, can we get the season data?
Yes, we can get by allowing like 4 months as one color, 4 months as another color.
Okay, so here not color basically. The point is, okay, say for example, uh, you are in February, assume. So February means, so generally there like say November, December, January, Feb, we consider as winter, right? So these 2 months along with these 2 months as winter. And then say these particular 4 months, March, April, May, June, I'm saying this is summer, and next 4 months as rainy season. So this is what I want to define as well. So here the question is not color. So instead, whenever the user runs it, he need to see only 3 rows. Summer 2010, the total revenue means total revenue of all these 4 months. So this 4 months values has to be summed, and it has to show as a single value. So that is what is a requirement means, that is a summer 2010, similarly rainy 2010, then similarly winter 2010. So this is your requirement basically. So in order to get that requirement right, so one thing is, so we don't have season at the database level, but we know existing elements, using the existing elements, what we can do basically is we can create new elements. Using the existing elements, we can create new elements. So how to do that one, I'll just show you. So this is, say for example, month wise sales report. So I want a season wise sales report. So in order to create season wise sales report, so let's see how we are going to create that. Okay, so I'm just getting to, I mean, say one another simple object here. So I want to create up a new thing. So just right click, then go to new. And similarly, how did you create new report, new filter, right? So now moving on to the next object. That is a consolidation object. So just get to consolidation, and in the consolidation again it shows up an editor similar to your filter. Select that empty consolidation, click OK, and once you click here, then go here, click here to add a new consolidation element, select this one, and once you select the specific thing, right, so here you can just write, say for example I want to see, say for example summer 2010. So to get there, write that element name. What is that element you wanted? And then just come over here, empty expression. And then in the empty expression, what you want to combine. Say I want to combine months. Months will be present under which one? So months is present under time. Just get to time. Then month of year. Select month of year. Sorry. Select month. I want for 2010 specially. So just select drag March. Then say April, and then say for example May, and then say June. And similarly you want rainy also. So just come over here and then just try and say for example type in that name, what is that element you want, and then for that element what combination you want. Say I want July, I want August. Simply you need to drag and drop, that's it. So now I want one last element which is winter 2010. Just come over here and then November, then December, and then just drag January, and then just drag February. So once you drag it, now you got like 4 elements as winter, 4 elements. So if you look at summer 2010, winter 2010, so these are the 3 elements which doesn't exist at the database level. So we are creating by combining the existing elements. These are the elements which exist: March, April, May, June. So these elements exist at the database level. So what we are doing is we are combining the existing elements in order to create new elements. In order to create new elements. That is what summer, rainy and winter. So all these specific things, right? So what are these summer, winter, and then rainy, right? So these are called derived elements. So I'll explain why that word derived elements. So here I'm just providing say seasons for 2010. Okay, so let me first complete the report and then come back. So this month-wise sales you have seen, right? So the same thing, what I am doing is instead of using an attribute, so what I am doing is I'm just getting to public objects, then say consolidation, and instead of attribute here month, I'm just trying to place seasons. That's it. So once you place it, this one, then get in, and then okay, we have placed revenue there, right? I'm just placing up so and then try to run this. That's it. So once you execute here, now you see summer means if you just go back to your month report, sum that 4 months value, exactly same number, you get the exact number. So basically these are the elements which exist in your database. So these are the elements which exist in the database. So this elements, right, what we are doing is using the existing elements, means March, April, May, June. Using this existing element, what you are doing is you are creating a new element which is called summer 2010. So the summer 2010 rainy, winter, so these 3 are derived elements. The reason derived elements means they doesn't exist physically any existing elements for the reporting needs. So why we use our next two type of objects, that is consolidation and custom groups means. So both consolidation and custom groups are used for creating the derived elements. So what does derived elements means is, so the elements which doesn't exist physically at the database level. So we create elements at application level. We create new elements at application means at MicroStrategy level by using the existing elements. So you create a new element. That element is called as derived elements. And why derived elements is very helpful means, so it is like one powerful feature because without having the data at database level, so what we are doing is you are combining some data, you are applying some condition and getting new elements and getting new elements. So both this two, right, consolidation. Okay, so both these objects, consolidation and custom group, so both are used for creating the derived element. Say for example, you want to create another derived element. It is very simple. So just go to new consolidation, just select this one. Okay, you want to combine all say south regions into one. So just double click this one, and once you, so just come over here and then just type in whatever you require, south region, and then get to empty expression. Under empty expression you can just go to region, geography, region, and then select south, southeast, southwest. You can simply just select this one. And you want to create another thing, so you want to combine both north regions, so you can just type in that particular name and then select that empty expression, then select northeast and northwest, and then simply select this one, right? So this is how you can create, I mean, say for example, south and north region. So consolidation is very say simple object. You can create it like, I mean, only the thing, you need to open this editor, that's it. Once you open, just write a name and then drag and drop which objects you want, right? So what we'll do is we'll end our session here, and then what we do basically is we'll just continue with consolidation and custom group. Why? Two objects are required to create derived elements. So what is the primary differences between consolidation and custom group? So by tomorrow we'll be completing custom group. So once we complete custom group, things moves, I mean, we move on to metrics, which is again a big concept like filters. Again it requires consolidation, and that is so I before metrics I want you to complete your filters. So fine. So if anyone have any questions, I'll just answer your questions before we wrap.
No questions, sir.
Fine. So in that case we are good. Then guys, please again I request you to group that concepts, and we'll start from day after, right? So on the metrics.
Fine.
Bye bye.